16 minus 10 equals episode 6. Yeah. Shit. Guys, we gotta stop recording right now. 16 handles has cotton candy ice cream on Uber Eats.
Stop the presses.
Fuck. Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
Hey, guys. Welcome to episode 6.
What y'all got going on, man?
Crazy. It's the end of June already. Isn't that wild, Mike? What's new with you, music, movie-wise?
Movie-wise, not much. I've been waiting for, good movies to come out. There haven't been too many. 28 Years Later just came out today. I'm kind of tempted to go see that, but I have to watch the first one still.
What's that?
28 Days Later.
What's that?
It's about a virus that turns people into, man-eating rage. It's not zombies, but they're, kinda. The first one's in London. You've been there. For
real. Cool. What about music?
Music? Trying to think.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Think.
That was great. Music-wise, I've been listening to, older Childish Gambino. I forget the name of the album, but it's the one with the white album cover. It's the one I sent you with Time featuring Ariana Grande.
Cool. Wait, I'll look it up.
And you were like, that sounds like shit.
No.
You did say that.
No, I just didn't. Hold on. Is it Alta Vista?
Yes.
Okay.
Other than that, I've debated listening to Short and Sweet again, but I haven't.
Wow, why?
I don't know. I just haven't done it.
But you want to?
Maybe.
Well.
I'm not really dead set on yes or no yet.
I support you either way. Let's go.
What about you?
The only movie I can remember watching right now is Before Sunrise.
Not
That's it.
High School Musical 3?
No, I bought High School Musical 3 on DVD, guys. Be jealous, but...
You didn't even watch it?
No.
Fake fan.
Well, I mean, it takes a lot for me to use a
false flag.
DVD player now, because the only one I have is, a PlayStation. I don't have a TV in my room, or a cool setup like Mike does.
Full-time job and no other prospects.
No, okay. And a glimpse into my life. My house has a living room, and that we completely gutted our systems for that. So I can't even play Wii in there anymore. What the heck, Mom and Dad? And then our family room, that's where my parents watch all their stuff. So even though all the stuff is there, I can't use it because they are. And then in the basement, that's where I watch the movies for the pod, and my sister and her boyfriend game down there. So I don't go down there often because it's really not my space. So, judge me. Anyway.
Cinema.
Music. Dude, I had to write it all down today so I could talk about this right now. I have listened to, and none of these are planned. One of them was kind of planned. Actually, sorry. Only Addison's was planned. But I have listened to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 albums.
You could have gone for 6 with the episode, man.
Well, I'm sorry, but
it
was half because I had to stop one of them, and I haven't gotten back to it yet.
You're tearing me apart,
Isn't that crazy?
Lisa.
Isn't that wild?
Yes. I've listened to one album in its entirety, and it was the one for today.
Oh, you mean since the last time we saw each other?
No, I meant for the episode. That's the last full album I listened to.
Oh, so, yes, okay. But I'm really proud of myself, you guys. I did have a little, road trip thingy. So, I listened to all of these in my car. I listened to some of these twice, though. So, that's cool. Before I list the albums, there's 2 outside songs that I have been listening to nonstop. Still, America Has a Problem by Beyonce. Even more so than the last time I mentioned it. And then, I still don't like him or any of his other stuff. Mystical, Magical by Benson Boone. I don't know what he put in that, but for some reason I like it. So when I list the album, I'm just going to list the name of the album and then one sentence talking about it, and that's it. Okay, I listened to Blue Rev by Always. That came out a couple years ago.
I think that's the one I still haven't listened to.
Yeah, Mike was like, I have to listen to it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to it right now.
You texted me about it while I was working on my car. And I was like, well, I'm kind of busy listening to classic rock from last episode.
Yeah, and I support you for that.
Zeppelin while you're changing your transmission fluid kind of rules.
Period. I said that there was better studio mixing this time, updated stuff, but there were less memorable melodies than Antisocialites, but I still really enjoyed it. And then I listened to Art Pop by Lady Gaga. Never listened to it before. Only heard Applause off that album. it was a cute album, but I think this album walked so that Mayhem could run. Definitely think Mayhem was better. Unexpected ones, I listened to Princess of Power by Marina. I guess...
Is that a new album that just came out?
Yes.
I got an announcement on Spotify because I like her older... Well, I wouldn't say it's older, but I like a few of her songs.
I have never really heard of her, and I know that she was at Coachella, and I was like, who are you? But a lot of people like her, so...
And you were like, this chick sucks.
No, I just didn't know her stuff. So I listened to her newest album because I was like, cool. And I wish there were more slower songs. Her voice is really good. There are really weird pop sounds, which I enjoyed. And she has a higher voice with a lot of range. I feel like it would be harder for the general public to sing her songs. I could, because I'm cool. But it was still really great.
These are the two I know by her. Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land rules, and so does Purge the Poison.
Cool. I haven't heard any of those.
And then there's a song called Oh No, but that's from her older album.
Oh no! Yeah, I might listen to her older stuff, especially if it was more popular than this album right now. So
Salute ya.
the album that I had to skip, it's called Sincerely by Kali Uchis. That came out recently.
I did see that as well.
Yep. She has a nice voice.
I only know telepatia. It's the one that she broke out with.
Yeah, period. She has a great voice and great themes, but the filter over her voice and just the types of songs, it was just the same, and it got really annoying, especially in the car. Felt this a lot with Antisocialites the first time I listened to it, so hopefully eventually I'll be able to go back and enjoy it again. And then I listened to Lemonade by Beyonce. I've never actually listened to it in its entirety, but it was very good, and now I completely understand why people think she deserved the Grammy. Personally, I think that Cowboy Carter was more deserving, but out of all the options, I definitely think it should have won. It was against Adele, I think Drake, and Bieber. There was not a lot of people in that category. I looked it up before this. It was Adele 25. The only song that I know from it was, I think Hello was on that song? Or was on that album?
That'll do it. Song is everywhere still.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, there's a couple of songs from there on Cowboy Carter tour right now. Very interesting, and I'm really happy that I listened to that. And my sister said that I really should watch all the visual stuff for it because there was a whole visual aspect of it too. So I'm excited for that because Beyonce, icon. And then the last album I listened to was Addison's new album. And Addison aside, it was good mixing and it was cute.
She sucked.
No, I wish her voice was a little.
No comment.
I just wish her voice was a little bit more powerful. She kind of sounded like this the entire time. My voice a winner, or like aquamarine. And because of that, it doesn't seem very impressive. And I guess not everything has to be like impressive or awesome. It doesn't make me fully believe that she can actually sing. But still good. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And that's all I've been listening to. So
sweet.
Totally unexpected. And I'm kind of thrilled from it. Because normally if I listen to a lot of new stuff, I get really overwhelmed and I'm like, ah! But I haven't felt that yet. So I'm just taking the journey.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Molly.
Hey.
Would you like to give us some media updates in your center stage?
Sure, Mike. All right. This one is theater related. Rachel Zegler is in Evita in the
West End.
On the West End. Yes. And there's a part of the show where she comes out and sings.
It's the balcony scene, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She sings like the most important song of the show. I actually know nothing about Evita other than why that's important, that she's not singing to the crowd that paid a lot of money to see her, but to the people outside. So, period.
The theatrical version I own in our family movie cabinet, and it's Madonna that plays the lead.
Yes, I've heard about that too. Interesting.
Yeah.
Super excited for her. She sounds great. And slay.
Go Snow Boy.
Yeah. Another thing, the Grammys announced that they're splitting up the country album category. I think it's best traditional country album and then best pop country album? Contemporary, okay.
Because Beyonce shook it up.
And this is like the second time this has happened to her, apparently.
Boo.
And I think that's insane. Act 3 hasn't even come out yet, and if it's rock, then, that's going to happen in the rock category again. So, whatever. Yeah. So, we'll see. Also, last night was her first Cowboy Carter show in Paris, and fans really clocked her, though, because there's video of the sound check of Miley sound checking with her, but Miley Cyrus sang Two Most Wanted with her. Stunning. The dude who sang Watch Me Whip, Nene, is in prison.
Silento?
Yes.
Oh my god.
He'll be in prison for 30 years. He murdered his cousin, and I have no idea why. So, you're welcome.
He was whipping a Nene in his pistol.
Yeah, for
I
real.
don't know. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that's wild. And I was just like, this is music news, I guess. My next center stage is one that everyone knows about, and we will not be talking about it in depth right now. But Sabrina Carpenter announced right after she came out with her song Man-Child, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Which we did listen to after last week's episode. She's coming out with a new album that will drop in August, and it's titled Man's Best Friend. So that's wild. And there's really not a lot of stuff out about it right now other than Man-Child and the artwork for the vinyl and obviously the album cover.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, she said that the album poured out of her, and why should she wait for the short and sweet era to close to just start another one? She can do whatever she wants. And she's so right. Pop girlies in the 70s came out with so many albums, all the time. Mm-hmm. So I'm honestly, she's really famous right now for it. So we'll see how that goes. My last piece of news is that the Tonys happened, and the original cast of Hamilton did a 10-year performance, or 10-year anniversary performance.
That's so long.
I know.
How did they manage?
Yeah, for real.
No food breaks or nothing.
It was really good. And my dad really liked it, and I really liked it. I thought it could have been longer, but they still fit a lot in for the amount of time they had.
11 years?
Love Hamilton,
Sweet.
always. Totally.
I liked Hamilton a while ago.
I like Hamilton always.
That's cool.
What about you, Mike? What's happening in the world of movies?
The trailer for the Bruce Springsteen movie dropped. Jeremy Allen White, who plays Carm on The Bear, he's the lead.
I know who he looks like. Yeah,
He looks like Stuart Little. He's performing as Bruce Springsteen in that movie as the lead, and he's doing all of his own singing.
So Bruce Springsteen is having a movie about himself?
Yeah, it's like a biopic.
Oh, okay.
And
there we go.
It's kind of how it's similar to A Complete Unknown, where the industry wanted one thing and he was like, no, and then defied expectation, became a music icon.
Cool.
I have a lot of faith in this because as much as I don't listen to a lot of Bruce Springsteen, Jeremy Allen White is really good in everything I've seen that he's in.
Nice.
My second center stage, Bruce Springsteen has a new album coming out next Friday.
Whoa.
Called Tracks 2. It is 7 separate vinyl records.
Dang.
It is 82 songs that he has not released between now and 1988.
Oh my god.
So he's doing a bulk from the vault drop.
Yeah. Dude, if Taylor Swift did that, the world would go insane.
Yeah, the world would... I think world peace could be achieved. But because I like Born to Run, Born in the USA, Badlands, and Dancing in the Dark, I kind of want to check it out. I'll wait till it's on Spotify, because I don't want to buy 7 records.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Can I give you my impression of him?
Remember we were born to run! Correct.
Thank you. Carry on.
My third one is today, June 20th. Woo! Pixar's Elio came out.
It did? Did you see it?
No.
Are you going to?
No.
Really? Why?
It looks like a Disney Plus original for me.
Dang. What constituted as a Disney Plus original?
It's the similar art style to Luca, which deserved to be in theaters, but it wasn't.
Bitches.
And I also think Soul deserved to be in theaters, and it wasn't. It was Disney Plus Direct. So the fact that Elio, which looks objectively is getting theaters kind of makes me mad. But at the end of the day, Disney's an empire, and you can't really make them change. So
yeah, for real. Dang.
Yep, take it from the Disney World employee.
I've only seen stuff about it literally today and yesterday. So
that's why it looks bad, because its marketing was tough.
Yeah. Wow.
PlayStation announced Titanic first-person survival game coming 2026.
What? Oh my god!
You have to escape the sinking Titanic.
That's insane. Could you imagine,
And you just say, come back if you lose. So.
Oh. Could you imagine, like, dying from that and then, like...
Being like, we're making a game.
Yeah. That's wild.
We won Best Picture, but guess what? We're going to make people fucking play it drunk.
Wow.
Whoa. Is it top 5 time?
Yes.
Sweet.
Totally.
Was that a Finding Nemo reference?
Yes, it was.
Sweet. Totally.
I'm really excited because I realized an hour before we're literally going to be talking about this. I don't know if that made sense or not.
About what?
Marvel and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Mike, how many honorable mentions do you have?
I did 3.
Okay, cool. I do too. Yes, I would love for you to go first, but this is just your reminder, everyone. If you have a topic for us to rank, we would love to hear what that is. So comment down below or message us or whatever you want, and we'll figure it out. I am going to be excited that you'll have some on your list. That you'll have some on your list, and also on your list a little bit higher than maybe I have on mine.
Like the Jakina Incredibles.
Yeah, that too.
That
so
was
just
backlash.
know that some of my spots are placed based on the fact that I know that you're gonna have some.
Copy.
And also because that's just how I feel in general. Okay, Mike, you can go first.
My first honorable mention, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I remember enjoying it a lot when it came out. I remember seeing the behind the scenes of the Mr. Blue Sky opening, Electric Light Orchestra, what up?
Period.
The visuals were really good. The only thing I don't like about it is they made Drax like really, really dumb. In the first one, he's like kind of like brutish dumb. Like, I'm brawn, not brains. And then the second one, they made him comic relief dork.
They kind of did him like Toy Story 4 Buzz Lightyear.
Yes, I
Look at us, Spawn.
agree.
Cool.
But other than that, I enjoy it.
The only thing I have to say to that is that I fell asleep in theaters watching it at the very end, like at the most important part. I haven't seen it since. I remember
It's
really enjoying it up until then, so yeah.
What is your first honorable mention?
My first honorable mention is Doctor Strange. I love my man Benedict Cumberbatch.
Michael
Love Wong.
Giacchino.
That too. I really like the ancient one, Queen, and yeah.
I enjoy that movie, but
Okay.
the boss at the end, kinda horrible.
Oh, how he won, you mean?
Yeah, where he's
Yeah.
just like, I'm just gonna repeat myself until this dude's like, just go.
Yeah, that was really annoying. But I think that other than that, it set him up to be a great character.
Yeah.
great
And Dormammu was also Benedict Cumberbatch
Oh, really?
in CG.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow. But it set him up to be a great character later on, and
Yeah,
so.
I agree.
And my queen from The Notebook, what's her name? Rachel McAdams. She's in it too.
She's my queen from Game Night. My second honorable mention is Avengers Endgame.
Holy shit, guys! We're gonna talk about this later, but holy shit.
Okay.
No, you can tell me why, but we're also, just know that we're also gonna talk about this later, and that's crazy. I knew it would be lower,
Not that low.
but not that low. Wow, I'm not surprised though, because
I enjoyed it, but it was all fan service.
okay,
Yeah, it tied all of the loose ends of the last 10 years of the movies.
mm-hmm.
But as much as I enjoyed the theater experience, like the packed theater I was in,
Yeah.
there was like a 8-year-old girl sitting next to me, and her 17-year-old sister was sobbing, and the 8-year-old was like, "What is sad about this?"
What the heck?
I
That's
was
wild.
I was laughing so hard as soon as the movie ended. I was like,
Wow.
now that it's been out for like 6 years, I'll say it. I had the Captain America scene spoiled for me.
That sucks.
And I was like, I hate all of you. That's my second honorable mention. It was good. I remember enjoying it when it came out. What's your number 2 honorable mention?
Thor Ragnarok.
I remember, yeah, I enjoyed it when I first saw it.
Yeah, she's cute. I really prefer. I can't tell if I prefer Thor Ragnarok or Thor Love and Thunder because I like them both in different ways. But I do think that Hela is. No, I think both villains are both pretty scary.
But Kate Blanchett is Lydia Tarr.
Yes.
Callback.
Yes, I would rather watch this one though than Thor. Yeah, she's cute. I had to put Thor in here at some point. I feel really bad. This is
Yeah.
the only Thor that's on my list.
I mean, I have the hot take of enjoying Thor the Dark World, but it's not on my list.
Yeah, and I support you in that.
That's the one that most people hate, and I'm like, I enjoy it, but whatever.
Yeah. And I like that he had to find Loki and they had to like come together to figure this out. So yeah, cute. That's why she's there. I put it higher than Doctor Strange because if I were to go home right now and put on a movie just cause, it would probably be Thor Ragnarok because I would be less emotionally invested.
But it's also Jeff Goldblum. Forgot that.
Oh yeah, that too.
Guy's a king
Yeah.
to me. Once you watch Jurassic Park, you go, oh my god. And then you watch The Fly and you go, oh my god.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
So that was mine. Yeah, what's in your last honorable mention?
My number 3 honorable mention is Spider-Man Homecoming.
Wow.
I traveled to Virginia to surprise my childhood friend who moved to go see it with him.
Let's go, childhood friend.
I spent 9 hours on a train, one of which broke down and sat still for an hour in the middle of the woods in Virginia. And I said, woof, I have no service. I think I might die here.
Kind of like Spider-Man when he was trapped in that big thing. Didn't have any service either. It's that movie, right?
The damage control facility, yeah.
Look at me remember
The
things.
giant bunker. I also just like the fact that it feels like a John Hughes movie. Yeah, it's my number 3.
Let's go. Tom Holland is a kitty guy. I enjoy watching the Spider-Man, so.
No Way Home is my favorite, but it's fan service again.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield Supremacy.
Yeah. My last honorable mention is Infinity War.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I said in my defense, I think that Mike will have this placed higher if I'm right, because I'm pretty sure one time you said that you like Infinity War more than Endgame. And I do think that the women fight scene, period, I think that one is so much better in Infinity War. It's way more organic. Like, the Endgame one seems so forced.
It's so marketed.
Yeah. The only reason why is it just makes me so sad because the whole movie is them trying to avoid something that happens anyway. And I hate that. And that makes me so sad knowing that all their efforts for however long this movie is don't work. And so, like, when I watch it, I have to be prepared. Spoiler alert! I have to be prepared for them to lose. Anyway, one more thing I will say is that Black Panther isn't on my list.
Racist.
No. Bad guy makes me so mad in that movie, and I love, like,
It's just Lion King in real life.
but I love how they step up and, like, the big fight scenes are there. Like, that's like, crazy to me. They're like, we're gonna stay away from the world, and then Captain America needs help, and they're like, alright, we're gonna have a whole battleground here. Like, good for them.
Yeah.
And T'Challa is a king. I love him. And I love him in real life if he were still alive. But,
Chadwick Boseman.
But yeah, I do love me a happy ending, but I really appreciate Infinity War for giving us a loss. I feel like we don't really see that a lot in movies. And another spoiler alert, it's kind of like Camp Rock 2. Like, I think Camp Rock 2 really made me prepare, or I think Camp Rock 2 really helped me prepare for Infinity War, if you know what happens in the end of Camp Rock 2. Yeah, I appreciate it for what it is. It made me cry, duh. And I love that, and it's fine. Like, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Mine too!
Sweet.
Holy shit! We've never had that, haven't we?
Whoa, we're expediting our recording.
Dude, the craziest thing is that I was like, hopefully one of ours will be the same.
It
Oh
is.
my goodness! Ah!
That's brazy.
Wait, why is it your number 5?
I would say that one was the one that piqued my interest for the rest of them.
Ooh, yeah.
Because, like, I saw Iron Man 2 at the drive-ins when I was, like, 10. And I was so detached. I was like, what is this? And I just didn't focus because there was mosquitoes and it was humid. So, like, rewatching, like, the older stuff after Winter Soldier, I'm like, okay, well, like, these are good. But Winter Soldier, the one fight scene in the middle, unforgettable.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, like, the Russo brothers' first movie, and it kind of cemented them as being capable for all the others. The Robert Redford villain, I wouldn't say was great. I really liked Arnim Zola's return as AI, but on film tapes. I did a cosplay of Winter Soldier from that. And
Really?
I did horribly, but whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I painted a garbage can lid.
Let's go. I'm gonna need to see photos after this. Thank
I don't
you.
have them.
Damn
It's
it.
from 11 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, it's my number
Hopefully.
5.
Yeah, it's my number 5 too. I love Captain America. I love him. And I love Chris Evans. And I like him and Nat's relationship. And I like his beginning
Yes.
stages with Falcon. What is his name?
Sam.
Sam, thank you. Sam Wilson. There we
Yes! I was looking it up, but whatever.
go. I think it's really cute that he was able to find a friend in Sam. Obviously, I love Bucky, you know, my guy. And I think that it's kind of when shit almost started to get real. Like, it's almost...
Yeah.
It's almost the Harry Potter 4 of the franchise. Because you're like, Nick Fury is dead, and you're like, shit. Like, you can't trust anyone, and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s going down, and...
Yeah.
It's kind of like, whoa. Before things actually get real later on with the rest of the Avengers.
The only thing I have against it is they made Hydra's infiltration of S.H.I.E.L.D. feel like a really big problem, and then it was mentioned in Age of Ultron, and then never again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I mean, it's more so the disillusion of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that everyone's on their own now.
Yeah.
Until the Sokovia Accords. That's my only gripe with it, and that's why it's lower on my list.
Interesting. But wow, this is wild. Yeah. I don't think we're going to agree the rest of the time. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Wow.
That was another one that I was equally obsessed with, and it came out like 3 months after Winter Soldier. It was James Gunn's first movie with the MCU. It felt so different compared to all the others. They leaned into the oddball ragtag team, which was great.
I think the franchise really needed that.
Yes, it needed a little bit of comedy and like a found family aspect instead of just being like, government with some superheroes. You're like, okay.
It also needed some 70s music in there too.
Yes, like Redbone's Come and Get Your Love as a title credits song.
For real.
2 was a good follow-up. 3 was good, but it's after Endgame. Molly, what's your number 4?
I think this one is not even on your list, and that's okay. And I talked to a lot of people, and it's actually probably not on a lot of people's lists, which is fine. Whatever. My number 4 is Avengers Age of Ultron.
That was almost an honorable mention for me.
Almost. Dang it. For some reason,
It's
I like it a lot.
Dead humor to me that's taking it away from me.
Really? That's why I like it.
It just feels out of place sometimes. But that's just me.
I actually really didn't like the party. Like, that was I think the party was so good. And you never really... They have, like...
The shawarma scene, where they're informal and not working.
No, I was gonna say, like, during battles and stuff, they have, like, itty-bitty comments and everything, but you never really got to see them have fun together or bond other than when they're kicking ass. And the party was nice, like, right before, shit happened. And, yeah, Ultron scared the crap out of me. And especially when he, like, rebuilt himself and he, like, showed himself, and then he broke his own self, and he was like, I'm back.
Yeah, his final design I was not happy about. Like, I liked the one where it's just him, like, put together with pieces of broken robots.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's considered Ultron Prime. The one that he is for most of the movie.
Yeah, before he was juicing.
Yeah, when he's, like, sleek and actually looks dangerous.
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't read the comics. I didn't look up anything before watching the movie or knowing what was happening afterwards. But I didn't realize at the time, and now I enjoy that movie is actually very important for later things. What happens in that movie sets up villains for future movies. It's very important for...
The only thing is that they changed Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch's origin story.
Really?
They're Magneto's kids in the comics.
Oh, interesting.
I think.
I really didn't like that he died. I actually, that's probably my biggest thing with the movie is that the whole, like, you didn't see me coming, and then he literally died, so what was the point of that? But yeah, that's my number 4. She's cute. I like her a lot. I watch her whenever. Now we're at top 3. Mike?
My number 3 is Captain America Civil War.
Holy shit, so is mine!
We doubled on this? That's tough.
This makes me feel a lot better because...
Scene.
Like, Guardians of the Galaxy is not on my list at all.
Tough.
And...
Sad.
I'm sorry. I was like, I'm glad that we have some similarities.
Yeah, Civil War I enjoyed a lot. It felt like the first time they really tackled an ensemble cast. Like, Age of Ultron, it was just kind of like Avengers Part 2. But Civil War, it was like each of them has their own ideologies and they're clashing. Yeah. And it's not like, we need to save the world. It's, we need to hurt each other. And then, as long-winded and plot revenge that Baron Zemo has, he did it. He's like, I gotta send EMPs to this random apartment. I gotta kill this lady in the shower.
Yeah, he did kind of do that.
Also, I just need to hide in a bunker and let them fight.
And I have to literally be Bucky. Feel bad for T'Challa's dad.
T'Chaka. Yeah.
Poor guy.
I was on Team Captain America the entire time.
Yeah, for real.
Because I was like, the government sucks, dude. But then Iron Man had his reasons, and I was like,
Yeah, that's the thing. I really understood.
Like, he had survivor's guilt. and realized how many lives they've put on the line. But then you watch the airport fight and you're like, I don't care.
I said that I really like Civil War because, I mean, other than the Avengers, duh, but I just said everyone came together
It was
for the first
Spider-Man's
time in
intro.
set. Yep, Ant-Man too. He got to join the cause.
Yes. True.
And, I mean, Black Panther was there.
Yeah, it felt like, well, the only characters that weren't there set up to date was Guardians of the Galaxy. But
Yeah.
all of the pre-Guardians characters were there.
But also, as well, Wanda and Vision were still good, and I love them before.
That was when they started.
Yes, I love that.
Or no, Age of Ultron was when they started, but
Yeah.
Civil War was when she was like, I'm fucking that robot.
Yeah, they're super cute, and then when Hawkeye comes in to break her out, I love that guy. And then when he's fighting Black Widow, I thought it was very interesting that Nat was on either side. I get it. That must have been really tough. Yeah. Wow, let's go. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I definitely think we're going to be clashing for the top two, and that's okay. Mike, what's your second?
My number 2 is Avengers Infinity War.
Let's go.
I didn't have a poker face. Shout out Lady Gaga. Yeah, I didn't really do too hot with that. But Infinity War was really, really good. I like movies where the villain finally wins after 10 years of the heroes winning.
Yeah.
I was like, sweet, a change of pace. Seeing how many characters died, I was like, oh. Like, I didn't even think about the time stone at the end. I was like, ah, shit. I really liked it because they bridged those two franchises together. That was when the Guardians and the Avengers finally met.
Yeah.
That
was a great meet cute.
Yes.
I hated Star-Lord, I can't lie.
He ruined everything.
Yeah, I can't. That made me
You
so
let
annoyed.
your emotions get in the way of victory, you dork.
You could literally have killed him after you got the...
Yeah, you
what's
could
it
have
called?
bashed his skull later.
After you got the glove off him. But, wow.
Yeah, that's my number 2. I enjoyed it a lot when it came out. I think it was one of the first Marvel movies I saw in theaters twice.
Wow.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Captain America. Which,
The first Avenger?
yeah.
That one was almost my number 3.
Whoa.
And Civil War would have been 2. But then I was like, Infinity War is so good.
Yeah. I love a good...
To me.
Yeah, I love a good hero origin story, and I like how it's his heart that matters the most. And I really like the scene where he, like, puts his whole body over that bomb to prove that...
Oh, the dud
What?
grenade?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, get back. It's inspired by Jack Lucas.
Whoa, who's that?
He's a World War II vet that laid on grenades in Iwo Jima
Oh, wow.
and survived.
Whoa.
He laid on one grenade, and then the Japanese threw another one that was like right next to his platoon, and he grabbed it and laid on it as well.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
still survived.
Cool.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
kind of messed up. But he did it.
Yeah.
So that's the inspiration behind that scene as far as I know.
Interesting. And
Yeah.
I do love a good 1940s...
Period piece.
Yes, and it was very interesting.
Casablanca-esque.
It was actually very Hunger Games-like when he got his powers and everything, and they were like, we're going to use you for
Good.
going around and...
Killing Nazis.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
And-
USA.
I also love a good love interest, and I love my girl Peggy Carter.
True.
I love her.
Haley Atwell.
Queen.
Even if you aren't Peggy Carter, I love you.
And I love his love for her for real. And
Yeah, and he's like, I'll step on your toes if we learn how to dance.
they would really be a
And then
good
he
couple
crashed
in
the
real life.
plane.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I can coast it. That was the most graphic Marvel movie, though. Like, at that time. Because
Oh, wow.
there's, like, that bomb, like, mini jet that comes out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude falls into the propellers and explodes.
And, like, the whole idea of him, like, freezing in the ice for 70 years, like, that is so unique.
cold, so sleepy.
Oh, that too. It's just so unique, and it's so sad. And it's not, like,
The
Infinity War sad, because you know it gets a little better.
the last line is tough in First Avenger in Times Square.
Yeah, I had a date.
You're like,
Oh.
oh! And you're like, that's a man right
Oh,
there.
that, oh, just, ugh. Wow, that's all I can think of. Chris Evans McKing!
Yeah.
For real.
Are you ready?
Yes! Oh my gosh, wait, I get to hear... Wait, should we say ours at the same time this time?
No.
You already know mine, so it's fine.
Probably.
It's the only one I haven't mentioned yet. What's yours?
My number 1 is Iron Man.
Whoa. So instead of putting Captain America on, you just didn't even put him on the board at all.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, Iron Man was the first one I wrote down. I was like, that one's the best.
Interesting.
Like, it's the one that started it all. It also is the least outlandish, to say. It felt really realistic watching it. Like, you're watching a dude hide out in a bunker in the Middle East. And you're like, okay, that could happen.
Yeah, true.
And then he builds the suit, which is a little bit comic bookish, but it's done really well. And then his evolution of the suit is just fun to watch because you're like, this is just an inventor who's realizing his weapons could be used for good. And then his second hand is like, I'm going to take over the company. I hate you.
Obadiah Stane.
We got to put the audio clip in.
Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scrap.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not Tony Stark.
I support you. It annoys me how playboy he is, but because I'm that type of person.
And they also lean into it, which is fun.
I like that he's really different from the rest of the Avengers in that way, and then he does, morph into something else. I really like Tony in the later movies.
Yes.
But I still support you, and I will watch Iron Man 2. T-O-O.
Iron Man 2 is still good.
It just didn't change my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You want to take a guess at what my number one is, Mike?
If it's Love and Thunder, I'll be very sad.
An Endgame not on the board? That would be wild.
Oh.
My number one is Avengers Endgame, guys.
Cool.
I could literally watch that movie right now. I mean, sometimes...
It's 3 hours.
I couldn't... Yeah. And you know what? It doesn't feel long enough. It is never
What?
boring. I would rather watch Endgame.
The first half of Endgame is so slow.
I would rather watch Endgame every single day than have to watch an hour of Tar. In the nicest way
I'm
possible.
going to
I should have said
tear
that
you
beforehand.
apart in our
Because-
reviews.
Because Endgame, so not as boring in my opinion, but that's also because I really like how it starts with Captain America coming to terms with all of this, like in the therapy, and they're like figuring it all out and everything. I actually didn't feel like it was as much fan service as they could. It could have been longer. And I should have looked up if they had like any deleted scenes. I don't know, that might make me mad. But like the last time I watched a stream of Marvel movies, I watched Endgame first, and then I watched Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, and then I watched Endgame again. I don't know, for some reason it makes me really happy and it makes me so sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Before Endgame, I did binge most of the early half of the movies in like a day. I did Iron Man through Thor: The Dark World, which is like 8 movies, I think.
Wow.
I didn't have much going on. I was a teenager. But
I think in the moment, I really didn't appreciate it. I didn't really think, like, dude, like, this is, like, the end of a very big era for Marvel. And I wish I could go back and watch it for the first time. I wish I could go back, and I wish that they just brought it back to theaters. And I love that he was with Peggy in the end. I'm such a, and I really, really rooted for them. And I love that they ended with that shot. And, when he goes back in time and, like, gives Sam
and
the,
they get their dance together.
Yes. It's really sad about what happened to Nat, but I did agree that she should have been the one to go. Or that should have been one of those two.
That lady should have died. And she did.
And
It's still a bummer, though.
it is still a bummer. I mean, oh my god, let me go. Ugh, fuck. Like literal tears. It's so sad. I'm literally gonna get
I was
emotional talking about
50-50.
it.
I was like, either one of them could die. I'd be upset. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, oh my god.
I forgot whether or not Mike and I were rating movies or characters, so I started my characters. Both of them are on my list. I love them. I love most of the OGs a lot for some reason, and I love their friendship. And I tortured in different ways, and that was really shitty of them for doing that. But it's fine, I guess. Yeah. It really did annoy me though that Captain Marvel could take down that gigantic ship and then do nothing when trying to take the glove off.
Yeah,
Thanos.
she's just a power play.
But I mean,
They're like, hi, I'm super strong. But
Yeah.
also, I'm gonna wait until the last second to show up. Yeah, they could have utilized her quite a bit earlier.
I wanted to say one more thing because
What?
I don't think you noticed. I didn't say any of the Spider-Mans on my list.
Yeah, it's okay.
I just wanted to say that
Far From Home is trash.
I love Tom Holland, but I think that Andrew Garfield is a better Spider-Man, and I would rather watch his 2 movies. That's why he's not on my list at all. I love Spider-Man and the idea of Spider-Man and the story of Spider-Man and everything.
I'm in the minority that loves Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Wow. I thought you'd be more mad at me.
No.
Wow. But yeah, those were our top 5. Let us know in the comments.
Woo!
Or message us on Instagram or anything like that what your thoughts are. I plan on going hard talking about Phil Coulson today.
Oh.
And then we switched to movies, and I was like, shit.
We didn't switch. You just forgot.
You're right. Yes, you're right. Clark Gregg, we love you, dude. Please go on Cameo again so I can pay you to say hi to me. Thank you.
Go to Tahiti.
Anyway, guys, comment down below. They made a whole movie about if Iron Man or Captain America would win. So, let's do Pepper Potts versus Peggy Carter. Comment down below which one you think would win.
Come on, man. Ain't no way.
Let's let our audience decide, okay?
Wait, Pepper Potts with the suit or without?
Shit.
Also,
Both of them without the suits.
Also Peggy Carter or Captain Carter?
No, Peggy Carter. Same universe.
Peggy Carter for the win, obviously.
Okay, well, comment down below. Let's keep going. Are you ready for reports?
Reports.
Mike, I'm gonna go first. Whoa. I had to watch the movie Before Sunrise.
Yes.
As assigned by Mike. Also, I watched it pretty early on. I watched it a couple days after we recorded. So I was able to give him his disc back. And so he could also watch it too.
I have all 3 on digital and disc now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the same format I did last time because I think that overall it really worked for me. So I'm going to give you guys a mini plot. But this one's very baby. Basically, Jesse and Celine meet on a train
King
leaving.
and Queen, dog.
Yes, leaving Budapest. And they have a great conversation while having lunch on the train. Basically, conversation was so good that Jesse is like, dude, Celine, you want to spend the day with me here and get off at Vienna?
Yeah, he's like, I don't have a hotel, I don't have money, I'm gonna walk around the city, I'd like to do it with you instead of alone.
Yeah, and she was like, sure. And so the whole movie basically takes place in less than 24 hours, and it shows Jesse and Celine's Vienna adventure. There's a lot of big talks spanning multiple topics, silly, and also very serious. As Larry the Cucumber says,
there's a time to be silly, and there's a time to be serious.
And this movie ends with them planning on parting ways forever until they both decide to meet up in 6 months. She was about to get on the train, I think, and then she was like, wait. So yeah, and then basically the movie ends with them planning on meeting June 16th in December, and then she gets on the train and they both part ways.
Yeah.
So there's 2 sequels.
Yes.
I watched the trailer for both of those.
They're both really good.
I haven't seen them yet, but I probably will.
I have both if you want to borrow.
Cool. Another thing is this movie came out in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
It's highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes.
100.
Yeah. The film grossed $1.4 million in 363 theaters on its opening weekend. And it grossed $5.5 million in the United States and Canada and $22.5 million worldwide, 9 times its $2.5 million budget. Which, sorry, that's crazy to me that the movie had a $2.5 million budget. But that's just me not knowing about how much money it takes to go into movies. But it's fine.
Endgame was $300 million for scale.
But that had, like, CGI and all the bombs and all that stuff.
Yeah, and then
They were literally just walking through a city.
Yeah, but there's an entire film crew behind them.
I'm aware. But they're walking through
And
a
location
city.
approvals, permits.
I know, but let me be annoyed at this.
Okay.
Thank you.
What did you think of the movie?
So I actually realized right now,
Okay.
as I'm speaking this right now, as air is leaving my mouth, I did not actually star rank it yet.
Oh
so
my God.
Let me think. What did I rank Kiki's? 2.5?
3.5.
Really?
Uh-huh. Why?
I think Kiki's has to go down to a 3 before Sunrise. I'll say 4 for now, but it might go down to a 3.5. That doesn't mean that it's not good.
I have it at 3.9 right now.
I'll probably say 3.5 to 4.
Okay.
I do want to let you guys know that I'm going to be talking to Mike about some of the deeper, more serious topics discussed in the movie outside of this podcast.
There's only so much we can share public, man.
Yeah, so just know that I have more thoughts than what you guys are hearing. So, and if you know me and you want to talk to me about it, lovely.
Watch before sunrise before talking to her about it.
True. But overall, the movie was cute. It was exactly how Mike said it would be. When I first was told about this movie, he said it would be very similar to the relationship that I was in at the time. And he was very correct. But it didn't really change my life. Kind of like I thought it would. But I guess Mike never said that it would. He just said that I would really connect to it. And I did. Yeah.
I felt the same way. It wasn't life-changing, but the first time you watch it, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it just really validated my feelings.
Yeah, you feel human watching it. You're just like, oh my god, these are things I deal with too.
Yeah, and some of the topics discussed and some of the mannerisms of even like changing their subject or just them talking to each other, it didn't really feel sometimes like I was just watching a movie. It felt like we were just following them around.
Which is one of my favorite parts of it.
Yep, their chemistry was really great.
Yes.
And
great casting.
Celine is my queen.
Julie Dopey, what up?
And
Ethan Hawke's my king in that movie. He's a whiner, but he's fun.
I'll talk about this later, but I really like Celine more than him. Actually, I'll talk about this right now. I
Celine
really like
is
Celine
better.
more than him.
Celine is better.
He said some stuff where I was like, Girly Pop, run the other way. And then
He's still a critical character, though.
I mean, well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically just the two of them frolicking, and there's some funny stuff in between that happens. Yeah. But when you think about having an adventure in a foreign country, that's basically what they do. Yeah. They go to a bar, they go to somewhere for dancing.
They walk on the riverfront.
They go to a park and a cemetery. They basically go to a bunch of places. Boo, 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 boo. All right, hey guys, you just heard me speak, but now I'm back again to tell you that we actually ended up taking a pause because we ordered Froyo to be delivered to our location.
We hounded it.
We did,
it was good, but it was a scam.
Yeah, because neither of us ended up getting the flavors that we ordered because they were out of them.
Which just means we have good taste.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about the listening booth?
It was very interesting. It was a very small booth, and they were very up in it, and it wasn't very long scene though.
But what did you think of what was happening? As they looked at one another, the other would look away.
Yes, that was so cute. Well, actually, I did write down.
She mentions it later. She's like, "I like when his eyes look at me after I look away."
And guess what? I wrote that down in my quotes to talk about later, but we can talk about it now.
It's a good quote.
Throughout the movie, I wrote down little things like that. So my first one was in all caps. He tried to get her hair out of her face, and that was so quick too. And he was so smooth about it.
She also backed away.
You're like, I know.
She was like, "No, bitch."
I was just like, "Oh my god, he tries." And then when she was like, "What's a problem for you?" And then he was like, "You probably." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Dang, he's honest with himself."
Yeah, he was like,
and I wrote,
"What up, girly?"
Yeah, I wrote, bro simping so hard. Damn, that first one crazy. For real, their first kiss was not like a peck. It was like a
that was intense. They were in the top of the Ferris wheel, overlooking the Vienna skyline. And he was just like, "All right, it's time to take the esophagus out of your body with how hard I'm kissing you."
Oh my god. You're not wrong, though.
The first time you watch that, you're like, "Oh my god." You're like, "Are these people actors?"
But yeah, that was one of my favorite lines. Yeah, like the way, where is it? I can't find it on my list.
It was like, I like the way his eyes stay on me when I look away.
Oh yeah, she said they were talking about that on the phone call.
Yeah.
While she was talking to her quote-unquote friend. And she was like, I like to feel his eyes on me when I walk away. And honestly, or I think it was when I look away. Yeah. Unreal. She said so many real, relatable things. Mm-hmm. The girlies. Mm-hmm. And I'll talk more about that stuff later. Overall, it validated me more than anything, and that was awesome. Some of the main themes that they talked about and what it made me think about, they talked a lot about life and death and where they're going with their lives and how it maybe relates or doesn't relate to their parents. He said that he thought that he cared more about excelling in life more than having a caring relationship, and she clapped back to that with
the opposite. Something
that happened, I guess it was a teacher or something like that.
Yeah, he was 52 and he was just like, I have done nothing with my life.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh.
Yeah, and the only thing I really want to say about that, because you can be on either side of that, I just don't get why you can't have both. But
I mean, I aspire. This is the real episode of 4M. I related to Jesse, but I don't want to. For the longest time, I was like, I want to excel and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, shit. Because once I got out of college, I was like, all right, I'm a human being right now.
Yeah.
I gotta do stuff.
It is really weird because for me, as of right now, I've been on my gap year with my mini job, making my money.
Hey, Gap, you're
trying to go to grad school and such. And I've been able to spend time with my family and friends while I've been here. It's been
What
great.
up?
And at the same time, I'm 24 now. Like, I should be excelling more musically. But when I think about doing that, I don't think about cutting my family and friends out of it in order to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for grad school, I am going to be leaving, but I'll be coming back, right?
Yeah, but like the New England Aquarium is right there.
For real. But
And
there's...
you know I'm going there.
Exactly. And there's no way that
You make time.
Exactly. You make time for the things that you want.
Correct.
The people you want and the relationships you want in your life and the things you want. So that was very interesting talks between them. I also really liked, there was a part when there was like someone, what was it?
The palm reading?
Yes. And the lady told her,
Like, you're on a big adventure.
well, she was like, you need to, that was amazing. She was like, you need to find peace in yourself to find true connection to others. And even though after that, like right after that, Jessie was like, yeah, she was just making money, ha ha ha. And I didn't really talk about what that palm reading meant, except for later.
Yeah.
Celine was like, I don't like how you immediately dismissed that just happened. But that's a really great sentiment that I obviously wrote down and remembered. That's been a very big theme, and that's very important in my life as well. So.
Girly spoke her truth, and he was like, why you grinding on me like that?
But it was really, like, iconic of her to be like, well, you know, I didn't like how you said that afterwards.
On the one night they met.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, here's the deal, boy.
Yeah. It was really great honesty, I think.
Yes,
That
definitely.
they were just honest with each other the
Yeah, and then
entire
Jessie
time.
waited until like an hour into the movie to be like, I'm only here because my ex is a bitch.
That, too. That was really annoying.
His reason was kind of far-fetched when he was like, I was in Spain, and she had like 6 guy friends, and I was like, this is over.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you shallow fuck. Like, whatever.
There are only 2 words I had to look up while watching. Let's go.
Yeah.
I also wrote next to this category, don't think I'm stupid, guys. Thanks. Okay, the first one is transitory, which just means, like, not permanent. I didn't write down in what situations these words were used in, so it's fine. And then the other one was rapturous, characterized by feeling or expressing great pleasure or enthusiasm.
I have a question.
What's up?
Towards the beginning of the movie, when they're on the train, what did you think about Jesse's story about practicing French, and then as soon as he got to Paris, he fumbled and started speaking English?
Dude, dude, that was literally me. That was literally me and my mom. And my mom's not even going to listen to this. So love you, Mom, if you are. If Dad shows this, sorry. But that was literally my
That's all I
entire
thought when I
family.
rewatched
He
it.
was
I was
so
like, yo,
right.
that's Jennifer.
That literally that happened to all of us. And I get it because I love French people that I fear them hating me. And they can be sassy. Yeah, I felt that.
They touched a lot on like philosophical perspectives of their personal lives.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the poet that's
Yeah.
just smoking cigs on the river, and he's like, give me 50 shillings and I'll write you a poem.
Yes.
You're like, okay, dude, I wish I had that life.
And then, guys,
The
at
poem
my
was
work,
good.
Yeah, it was really good. And at my work, we had a gala recently, and
Ooh.
we had a poet there, and he wrote me a poem, and I was like, whoa.
You're like, I was living it out.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't on the side of the road smoking a cigarette. He was paid to be there. It was great.
But it is on the river.
And I printed out the sheet that he wrote my poem on.
Not we, you.
Not me, not Hermione, you.
I have no questions about what happened.
It's because it's such a, I wouldn't say it's a simple plot, but like it's very easy to follow.
It's very minimalist, I think. It's very
Yeah,
like...
it's just them. You don't have to focus on storylines. It's just a slice of life watching these people exist.
The last segment of me explaining my thoughts and everything are stupid thoughts I had while watching or quotes I noted. And we're just scrolling down and looking at what I noted while watching. When she went off on the trolley about things that she hated, that was so real. I was like, period. She had a really good variety of different things that she didn't like. That was great. And I don't know if you saw it, in the record store, there was a Kool in the Gang record
Mm-hmm.
peeking out, and I was like, ah,
Yo, Rob.
yeah.
Thanks for liking our story a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. I really connected with what Celine said about feeling like, what is it, an old woman about to die or something like that?
Yeah, she thinks about death all the time, and she's like, I picture myself as an old woman every day. I related to Jesse, where he was like, I feel like a kid prepping for adulthood when he's actually an adult. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like how much I relate to this.
Those are both really real. And she said when she dates a guy, she thinks that she has to start acting like a general in an army where she has to start deciding certain things she wants to show them or
Yeah,
not.
what
What
part
traits.
of her and what not. what parts not to show.
And that is so real.
Yes.
Holy shit.
That's the best part about the 3 movies is that she kind of just has like a reckoning inside of her, and she's just like, I am showing you all of me, and if you don't like it, that's on you.
Period.
I did watch it on June 16th, which is the night that they spent in Vienna.
Yes! I was gonna mention that too. That was only 4 days ago.
But the first time I watched it was unintentional, and they said June 16th, and I was like, let me look at my phone. Oh my god!
Oh, you mean you actually watched it on June 16th?
Last year, and I didn't know.
Shit.
And I was like, whoa!
That's so cool, actually. Wow.
Yeah. And then I saw it on Letterboxd and like Instagram on their page, and they were like, Happy Before Sunrise Day. And I was like, whoa.
Aww. Wow.
I was like, that's good timing.
I wrote down, dude, she's so pretty and he's ick. And then I wrote, bro, this is such a long day, I'd be so tired. And, oh yeah, do you think they went to the bathroom at all?
Probably. They just didn't show it because they don't really have to.
Yeah.
That's most
That
movies.
day, I would have been so sleepy. They did thing after thing after thing, and I'd be like, dude.
Dude, let's
I
just
don't
sit
wanna
down
do
for
that.
20 minutes.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I guess when you're
But like,
in that
the best.
headspace, it's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
But like, I liked how they ended it right before the train, where he was like, just stand right there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're
he
like,
was
oh.
Yeah, he was taking a mental picture. And I do that too. I love a good mental picture.
Yeah.
I like her thoughts when she said that dancing should be like a common function in life. I agree. That was so cute.
Oh, yeah, from my first review of it, a quote that I thought you would really like, and I'm hoping you do.
Cool.
I always feel this pressure of being a strong and independent icon of womanhood, and without making it look like my whole life revolves around some guy. But loving someone and being loved means so much to me. We always make fun of it and stuff, but isn't everything we do in life a way to be loved a little more? That was my favorite quote from her in the movie. And then Jesse's was the one right after, where he's like, I dream about being a good father and a good husband, trying to balance it. And I was like, real. Until he said he'd rather die knowing he was good at something. I was like, shut up.
Yeah, I if I was her,
That was the turn around and walk away.
yeah, that's part of me that thinks that, you know, when talking to someone, I'll say it and they'll automatically agree with me, and like he didn't like automatically change his ways, and I'm not trying to change him or whatever.
Yeah, no
but
manipulation here.
the fact that she just said something so profound, and then he'd be like, "That, come on." Did you hear there was a harpsichord in there?
Yes.
We talked about that last episode. I was like,
Mhm. With Dr. Strange.
yes. Oh yeah, this is random, but both of their skin was very beautiful. She was glowing.
So was Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I know, but his freaking weird ass mustache ruined it for me. So.
It's much better in the third movie.
Do you want to mention your favorite scene from the movie?
The dinner table. Calling their friends, saying what's going on, and like, I won't make it to this, I'm in Vienna. And then...
But they're not actually talking to their friends.
Correct. They're talking to each other, but with their hands up to their ears like a phone. Acting like they're talking to their friend about what's going on, and they like give their most honest opinions about each other as if it's anonymous in front of each other.
It's really cutie, actually.
It is. Your favorite quote from Celine, or one of, is from
it's
that.
from that scene.
Yes.
Him looking at her as she
Yes.
looks away. Yep.
That one is very good. And I don't remember Jesse's side, because Celine's is better. I just remember her being like, his hair is greasy, and he's just like, oh, shit. That's a real man. To be like, she found my one flaw, I'm broken.
I guess the last thing I noted that was, I guess gave the movie a little bit of a quirkiness was some of the ensemble characters were a little quirky. This one dude really complained about waitstaff. He said something along the lines of, if this happened in New York, you'd be fired by now. Wow.
Yeah, because the wait staff aren't as attentive as America.
It was just so funny that I really didn't need to be there, but
Mm-hmm.
it was super cute, I guess. Just like a one-time thing. So,
Yeah.
for a $2.5 million movie, guys, there was a dude that clearly looked at the camera.
He was in the corner of the shot, but like, he's still there.
Yeah, and I noticed him hard. And he did like a double take, and then he was like, wait a sec.
That is blinking red.
Yeah. But those were really all my thoughts on Before Sunrise. Really
Would you
enjoyed it.
recommend it to people
I
as
said,
a one-time watch?
for would I watch it again, I said yes, but I don't know if I would sit down and only focus on it. There were some times when I was like, all right, I need to take a break from all this talking. No offense. And then
Well,
when
yeah, it's a very dialogue-heavy movie, but that's why I love it.
it was good, but I don't know, for again, right now. And I said, would I recommend it to anyone or watch it with them? I said, yes, probably to my friends that I have deep combos with. I haven't really had a lot of deep combos with people in a while, which I think would really heal me right now. That's besides the point. But if I had friends that I did that with right now, I would probably tell them to watch this. And that's fine. And I feel, like I said before, my closing statement, I guess, I felt very validated as someone who has thought about almost like everything they talked about in this movie. So that was really cool. So, yeah. Mike, do you have any more thoughts? Or how do you feel about how I felt?
I was worried you were going to have like Tar 2.0. And you're like, this sucked.
Even if I really didn't like it, I probably would lie to you. Just like, because you were so like, this is
That-
awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of sassy clapbacks and mumbling.
Because it was so high up on your list.
Well, I've only watched it the one time, and that was what indicated recency bias, and I had to watch Before Sunrise again. And then I was like, it's not as good as the first time I saw it, so I'm okay with it being 3.5 to 4.
Yeah.
Because that's where I put it again.
I don't think you actually told them that you rewatched it again.
I rewatched it.
What were your thoughts?
I enjoyed it, just not as much as the first time, because the magic wasn't there as much as the first time. You know where the story goes, watching it again. But the first time you watch it, you're like, this is real.
Now something really exciting. Sorry, I really want to hear your thoughts.
Control by SZA. I'm gonna start it off real quick. She was right.
She isn't who?
You. But not in the way you hoped.
Fuck.
That she likes Control, and I like Lana.
Oh.
She was correct.
Yes. You can't do that to me.
I can, and I did. Sorry.
I'm not shocked, though.
I listened to it today. I thought it was okay. Like, I really enjoyed Lana. Like, a lot. I wouldn't say best, but I enjoy more songs in general from SOS Deluxe. But, so my first remark was, this is Cowboy Carter for getting dick down hard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my god. And thank God, because you asked me last night, you were like, do you have your headphones? And I was like, yeah, I have my Bluetooth speaker too. And you didn't say anything.
Well,
I was like, thank God I chose headphones. Like,
well, I would just.
if I played Doves in the Wind at work, I would be fired.
Oh, okay. So I forgot that song existed because I don't have that one downloaded on my phone.
That one they said posted like 2,000 times.
I'm so sorry.
In terms of individual tracks, Love Galore, I can see why that one's like the highest streamed because it is good. And then the hard cut between that and Doves in the Wind I really like. Instead of like some of the fade-ins that she did.
Damn, I love a good fade.
Yeah, so do I. But like, I like hard cuts where it's just like, bass.
I support you.
Yeah. Doves in the Wind, I said, quote unquote, saturated.
Call me like too woke, call me a feminist or whatever. I really don't like the word like pussy used in a song. Most of the time it's in a degrading manner and no one fucking cares. And so I completely forgot about Doves in the Wind. Like, I actually have no recollection of the song right now, other than
Do you have the lyrics on your phone?
I'm not going to even look it up. I don't consider it part of the album. So
What?
if you have anything else to say about it, you can say it, but no. That actually...
I thought you would like the ending. It's a voicemail.
Well, yeah, but that's a lot of the songs have that. Her
Yeah, but that's the
grandma,
first
right?
one on the album.
Well, yeah, and that's great. My favorite one is Later. So, I'm sorry.
Okay. Drew Barrymore.
Thank you! Okay.
I enjoyed. The line that got me like into it was, we get so lonely that we pretend this works.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ah! And never been in a relationship, but even then I was like,
For me, it's literally just the first line.
things.
Why is it so hard to accept the party is over? I love a good party.
Also true. And I said I liked the opening verse more than the rest of the song because it's about dick. Again.
Sorry.
I like the opening verse of Prom because it kind of applies to everybody.
Yeah.
The Weeknd. I like the soulful 808 background. And then my full note was, this song is not Christian. Because this song is about fucking being passed around on a schedule. I'm like, what the hell am I listening to?
The melody is kind of cute, though. Like the...
I like the background music where it's just like a slow doom, doom.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the melody as in, like, the notes.
Yeah, I know.
Da, 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 da.
There was
Ah.
something. Yeah, and then it's like, because the first 6 songs were about getting railed, Go Gina caught me off guard. and I didn't know how to feel about it because it wasn't about getting railed. My response was, it's okay. It's not about dick. Garden, I said I didn't know how to feel about it because the lyrics didn't really stick for me. But like I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm not saying you shouldn't.
Do you like the sounds? Every time I hear it, I go like, need you with a buda 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 buda.
Broken Clocks. I like it.
Yes!
Good chill beat, even if it is about navigating your past. Anything I enjoyed.
Slay.
My one sentence summary of the song is, do you see the life that your love brings into my day?
SZA is so interesting because like she'll have like some like really songs about dick. And then
Well, here's the
like,
thing. I love Kitchen from Lana, and that song is about
Yeah.
fucking having sex on the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's totally versatile that way.
Wavy, I also thought was good. It said, it's about independence, not knowing how to navigate connection because of being independent for so long. And I said, hello. And then in parentheses at the end of that remark, I said, real. Normal Girl. I imagine this one's your favorite.
Yeah.
It is good. It does feel like a revenge song.
Really?
A little bit. As much as it's her wishing to be accepted, and it's inevitable that it's just a situationship.
Mm-hmm.
By the end, she's like, you don't know what you're losing.
True.
So it's like, yeah, it sucks, but like, good
Yeah.
luck out there, dog.
I don't know, for some reason, I loved the song. Like, love the song. I related to it a lot in the time. And you would have thought if I listened to this song a lot, then maybe, and if you really think it was a revenge song, I really should have left my situationship sooner. But I didn't. But now, I really vibe with 20-something a little bit more. But for Normal Girl, I would literally get like tipsy and then walk around my college campus at like night, just listen to this song over and over again. And I remember being like, I wish I was a normal girl. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
We're keeping this in.
Oh my god.
Because
that caught me off guard.
You listen to it. Just imagine me doing that.
The duality of Molly.
Now she was a normal girl. And her vocals went hard.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Pretty Little Bird. I really enjoyed.
Ooh.
Because it says, I've been through shit, but I deserve to rise above it. And I was like, dang. And then like the one line that's like metaphors, I've flown into a few too many windows. I was like, this poor lady.
Normal girl into that.
Yeah. And then 20-something, I said, too real, why would you leave me with this at the end of the album? I'm pretty sure it's the voicemail. And if it's an illusion, I don't want to wake up. I'm going to hang on to it because the alternative's an abyss. And I was like, hey! I was like, why are you leaving me on that?
What was that? So that's what I think about control.
Yeah.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That was great, Mom. And then my final note was, hey, a voicemail from Molly.
Yes.
The way I referenced Cowboy Carter earlier is because it's about reclaiming yourself halfway through the album. Here's 3 more. The first half was either yearning for dick, getting dick, or regretting dick. I was like,
Yeah.
while I continue talking about it, read those lyrics.
Thank you.
For those listening, she's reading the lyrics to Doves in the Wind. Let's see what her auditory response is.
Yeah. After going back and thinking
You just
about
so dismissive. You were like, yeah, you right. Anyway.
after like going back and thinking about this album in preparation for Mike talking about it, I do think that Sauce is, or SOS, whatever, is better overall. I still actually,
Lana's really good.
I said last time that I was actually going to think about listening to Lana, and then I was hit with all those other guys. So maybe I will actually listen to it, but I think I'm going to stand on my ground that SOS, just the first one.
You also said Control was better than SOS.
I did, but there are some songs that aren't in my daily rotation.
Special from SOS rules.
Oh, yeah. I'm not talking about SOS, I'm talking about Control.
Oh,
Like, the only songs from
okay.
Control that I really listen to are...
I mean, Drew Barrymore's good.
Well, this is like a lot. Supermodel, Drew Barrymore, Prom, The Weeknd, Garden, Broken Clocks, Normal Girl.
That's
20
half the album.
Yeah, but the thing is I don't listen to the other half of the album, and I don't know if some of those guys are good enough for all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you want to like album, that's not the same for SOS. For SOS,
Yeah.
I think I actually have all of that album on my phone. And one of my friends was like, I think the album is too long. It is very long. And 23 songs. He was saying that he thought that more than half of that album could have been cut and it would have been good. And I really disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the track list SOS right now, and I think all of them are pretty good.
That's how I feel about Lana.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So my overall rating was 2 out of 5.
It's fine. What's Lana's rating?
I would say like 3.7.
Why isn't it more, though? If you're
Because I have to listen to it all the way through again.
Oh, okay.
I've listened to some of the songs a lot. Like Kitchen, BMF, and Scorsese Baby Daddy, I enjoy.
Can you think of a musical album right now that is 5 out of 5 stars? I'm trying to see what your radar is.
Bando Stone and the New World by Childish Gambino from last year. It's a 5 out of 5. It was my album of the summer. I would say Hit Me Hard and Soft.
Really?
I really enjoyed that album.
That's a 5 out of 5 stars?
From
I'm not
what
judging.
I listened to it all the way through numerous times
Let's
last year.
go. That's a great album.
It was the album I listened to on loop while I was doing puzzles at work.
Guys, another reason why I wanted to do this podcast with Mike is also so I could understand him more. And
Is it working?
No. I don't get why Lana isn't higher up then.
I wrote that Lana is pretty similar to Control in terms of the messaging, because it's about like reclaiming self-esteem after relationships and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, the melody and the beat for a ton of the songs, Lana I really like compared to Control. For some reason, Control, a lot of the songs felt really similar in terms of the music, not the lyrics. And I was like, okay. Like, listening to each one, I was like, got it. And then with Lana, I'm like, alright, I know this is the next song.
Interesting.
Because they have, like, different speed and whatever. But, yeah, that's my review on Control.
Wow.
Sorry to make you sad.
No, that's okay. I'm happy that you didn't hate it. I mean, are you going to listen to it again? Probably not, right?
Maybe 1 or 2 songs, not
What
the whole
songs?
album. I would say probably Drew Barrymore and Prom.
Nice. Those are good songs.
I don't want to listen to 20-something again. That shit hurt.
One thing I do like about SZA is that it seems to me that a lot of her music is very easy to remember. I remember when I first listened to some of the songs from Control.
About Lana.
Exactly. I mean, it's the same artist, though. It's still her.
Yeah, like Saturn, Unforgettable. That was also a song I listened to getting ready for a wedding last summer.
But yeah, I really like that because it seems like her melodies are interesting, but somehow easy to remember and sing. Very accessible like that, I think.
Yeah.
So, I do think that SZA's vocals got better as time went on.
Yeah, her
And
vocals in Lana are so good.
She definitely developed a dreamlike sense about her music. Like,
Yeah.
Good Days, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That, in my mind, that's one of her best songs of all time and will be a timeless song in my opinion. But yeah, that was awesome. Alright, are you ready for the now dig on this?
Yes, I am.
Now dig on this.
Have you already thought about what you're
I
giving
assigned
me?
it as soon as I was done with Control.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Wow.
It was the next album I turned on and I went, oh yeah, yours is music this time.
Whoa, that's great because yours is probably a movie.
And it's one you've aspired and requested.
Whoa.
This is The Gods We Can Touch by Aurora.
There we go.
Very good album.
She was one of the main reasons why we wanted to start this, right? Because
She's the voice of the ethereal spirit in Frozen 2.
Yeah.
She did that all herself.
That is so cool.
Yes. I think you'll like her vocals because of that as reference.
Yeah, I'm excited.
She's got a really good range. She might sound nasally, but that's just how her voice is in real life if you watch interviews. Her interviews are funny. She just says what's on her mind, and it's not like accusational or offensive. She just says like offhand shit. And you're just like, whoa. Yeah. It's a good album. I hope you like it.
I hope so too.
Temporary High was one of my favorite songs from that. But yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Mike, your assignment for this week, we have talked about this in the past. I don't think on a podcast. I'm so sorry.
It's 2015.
Cinderella, but like the live action version will be awesome.
Okay.
That's going to be your assignment, Mike. Woo!
Sweet. The director's really good. First Thor movie.
Oh my gosh.
Kenneth Branagh.
I think you just know that.
He's a good actor. He's the bad dude in Tenet.
Dang.
Christopher Nolan.
So that's your assignment.
Sweet.
I'm really excited just because I think it is way more than just a remake.
Yeah, plus it's one you've wanted me to watch.
Yes.
We both did what we've been talking about and never acted on.
Yeah. So that's actually really exciting.
Both are kind of tied to Disney. Well,
For
one
real.
is directly.
One song spotlight, yeah.
Molly, what is your one song for the audience? The one song spotlight.
Guys, I thought of it minutes before we hit record, just because nothing really stuck out to me this week as, just a singular song you guys should listen to. But I haven't talked about her in a while, and she deserves something right now, and I want her to have more later. But my one song spotlight is Beverly Hills by Doechii. It's on her
That was a close call. I thought you were going to say Beverly Hills by Weezer.
Oh.
Very
No,
different
not heard
song.
that. Doechii is pretty popular right now, Queen. It's on Alligator Bites Never Heal.
There's like 30 songs on this album.
It's great. It's a great. Apparently, it's a mixtape. It's lovely, and she won a Grammy for it. Yeah,
Still haven't listened to it.
it's great.
It's on my checklist of eventually.
Yeah, I might help move it up at some point.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But this song is great. I don't see a lot of people talking about the song, and apparently she wasn't going to keep it on the album, but it really provides something different than the rest of the album, and that's why I enjoy it a lot. So go listen to it. She's cute. What's your one song spotlight, Mike?
My one song spotlight is also from right before recording. It is Jaded by Miley Cyrus.
We just listened to that.
Yes, that, Saturn, and Midnight Sky by Miley Cyrus. Those were like my big three getting ready for the wedding I mentioned. Like I listened to those three in a cycle as I got ready.
I do feel like, though, if you listen to the radio, you probably have heard Saturn and Midnight Sky, but not Jaded. I've never heard of that song until
Correct.
today.
Jaded is just really good though.
It is cool.
So that's my one song spotlight.
Episode 6. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to episode 6. That's so wild. We're on the latter half of if we're going to. I don't even know how many episodes we're going to.
Until August.
Yeah, for real. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Go listen to Control if you want to get fucked.
Yeah. And I guess watch Before Sunrise if you want to come down from that.
Human.
Yeah. And,
The second half of Control.
just a reminder, we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.
Never
So-
forget.
And let us know if we should go live. I really want us to go live. I gotta convince Mike to do that on Instagram.
Yeah, Joe, you'll catch it.
Woo! So, okay. Well, Mike, it's been a pleasure. I will see you hopefully sooner than that because we're still besties. And hopefully you watch Cinderella. You can do that at work though.
I'm gonna watch it scorched.
I promise you the word pussy is not used in it.
Cowards. Whatever.
Not even. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
They could have, but they didn't.
Not even to talk about the cat, I don't think. Okay.
That's why I hate the animated version. It's about her cat more than her.
Yeah, actually, you're so right. But let's just what is it? Put a pin in it. Let's put a pin in this. Pin. What is that from? It's the guy from Bolt. How about let's put a pin in it? Dude, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I have to watch Bolt.
He's gonna be freaking out all night. Please, just let me.
Wait a second. What's that behind your ear? Is that a... Yes, it is. It's a pen. Let's do this. Let's take the pen and put it in this conversation. Boop. And we will not take it down, no ma'am, until this matter...
Goodbye.
Guys, we'll miss you so much. Have a great week.
And weekend. Bye, guys.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.